So today we got a compressor change out. I'll take this on a Friday any day. Got the van right here, AC right there. You don't get that all the time. This will be a little interesting. We've got compressor's got internal damage, tripping the breaker. It's a nice little scroll there with roto locks. I could not get the original, so we're gonna have to do some repiping and try to get these guys up and running for Father's Day weekend here. It's a grounds crew on a golf course, so they're gonna be busy this weekend. I'll try to take you guys along. First things first, we got our recovery hooked up here into the system, out of the gauges, in recovery, out. So, not terribly concerned about purging. We have acid, a slight acid burnout in the refrigerant. So, we're just going to turn it on, get everything out of here, and clean everything up and go from there. If we had power. There we go. Getting close. Our factory dryer cleaned up. New compressor. Looks like it's going to pipe in fairly easy. Went ahead and cleaned up my lines just in case I got to repipe anything. Give me a shot of that on your grill. Cleans up these lines real nice. Easier than using sand cloth. So the discharge is going to line up perfect. Suction line we might have to work with a little bit, but we'll figure all that out. Once I get the gas out, I'll bring you back and cut this thing out of here. Got the gas out. We're gonna go ahead and put the lines here. This is an old R22 system. It's about 20 years old. Gave them the option to replace it. I was kind of hoping they would. But we need it running now. So here we are. That's some nice looking oil there. That bolt pattern matches. That's nice. So, first thing we're going to do is tip this bad boy over. Put some acid scavenger in there. Comes out. Different ways you can add acid scavenger. Some people like to put it in with a vacuum, but I don't like the potential to grab any extra moisture, so I'm going to go right into our suction valve just to pick up any acid in the system and catch it in our filter dryer. We may have to come back and change the filter dryer out after some run time. We got everything fitted in. Had to make a few fittings just to, other than that, it lined up pretty well. I like to use a little bit of stay silver on my fittings. Helps draw some impurities out of the joints if it's there. It helps the brazing rod flow a little better, I feel like. Just personal preference. We're gonna go ahead and get this guy brazed in. You want to keep that heat back on your joint. Make sure you're drawing into that cup of that fitting. Hotter for this big one. Try to make it go quick. And you can see the flow pattern of that solder getting back in there. That's what you want. So you're getting into that fitting. Flowing nitrogen right now, especially with the acid burnout. Make sure we keep the system as clean as possible. We've got enough crap in there as it is. So I don't know if I said this earlier, but anytime you're brazing, cleanliness is your friend. I like to deburr and at least rough up all my pipes on the inside. Got a little wet rag on my dryer here. Got the old dryer out. I want to make sure you take these out. I've had them fail before and throw all kinds of incandescent balls into my system. That's a pain in the ass. I do like to give these things a good purge. See what I get out of them. Thanks.
Wow, someone came up with a great invention.
So, side note, he was commenting on the invention of the Magna cover, which was a great invention that I invented about 4 years ago. Mine looks nowhere near as nice. It doesn't swivel, and I like my Magna cover. But just so we're clear, I did it first. You can see some of that oil that flew out of the suction line. That helps verify I don't have any restrictions in the system. I'm flowing nitrogen pretty good. So hopefully everything else goes well. So I got about 130 PSI. Put everything I had left in that tank, nitrogen, back in there. Pressure test for a little while. Make sure we don't have no leaks. Then use my mirror here. Didn't see anything noticeable. We might spray some bubbles, make sure we don't have no pinholes. Go ahead and tighten down our bolts. A lot of times with these compressor replacements, especially on old units, start this thing up, you might find out what killed it. kind of screws up your day when you find out the TXV is bad or flooding or whatever. If you do all this work, but it is what it is. We'll get all this tightened up, start cleaning up some mess while we pull a vacuum and bring you guys back for the vacuum. We're looking good, still holding. Haven't lost anything. I'll go ahead and let a little bit out here. New contactor, new fan motor capacitor. Did that last time I was here. And I got a compressor capacitor as well. Here's what I also like to do. Get it down to less PSI there. 40 to 50 is usually pretty good. Less is more sometimes, especially if you're looking for a pinhole leak, which I don't think we have, but I like to just give it one more look on a little bit lower pressure. You might see something bubble up that you're not noticing. We held for about half an hour, so I don't expect to see anything. I checked all my joints with the mirror. And then we'll let it all out and start evacuating. So we got our capacitor, new capacitor. Everything's kind of tidied up. Found a piece of just scrap tubing, so I secured all my wires and got some tubing around them so they won't rub. I don't know if the video showed this before, but I was about to fuck up. So I'm pulling a vacuum, and there lie my new valve cores that are supposed to be in there with my valve core remover. So we're just gonna go ahead and stop my vacuum for a minute. No worries, we'll fix this. I know this is not the best way to pull a vacuum, but I'm working with what I got here. We're gonna go ahead and purge with nitrogen one more time. That would have been very bad to find out after a long vacuum, or even more so after we put some refrigerant back in here. We're going to go ahead and put new valve cores in. We're going to leave the suction line out. This is not going to be a perfect vacuum. We know there's crap in the system from the burnout, but do what we can to do the best we can. So we made it to a good micron level. Acceptable micron level. What I got here. Better than I thought I was going to get. I'm going to go ahead and turn this pump off. Holding said micron level as well, so pretty happy with that. Go ahead and liquid line. Factory charge on this thing is 8 pounds, 3 ounces. As my suction pressure gets up there, we're going to go ahead and open this up, put our valve core in. As I disconnect that, we're going to go ahead and hook field piece probes up and get good accurate reading on everything. Make sure this thing's going to last long enough till they can replace it. Well, here we are. It's not looking great right now. Measure Quick says looks like it's undercharged, and I agree. It is a lengthy line set. She took all 8 pounds of refrigerant factory charge. So we're going to add a little bit and see where that gets us. Get that subcooling up and that superheat down. So, let me fill you in on the last 2 hours or so. Before we left, I was running, that 35-degree superheater, so added 2 additional pounds. Got my subcooling up. Superheat was still out of whack. Went inside and started looking for some airflow issues. Ended up the way they put the damn evaporator. Had to climb over the duct and stand on a wall to get to the expansion valve. Was able to access it. The drain pan was pretty plugged up and it was sitting in a little bit of water. I think that was affecting me a lot. Also wonder if I didn't break something free. Maybe the strainer plugged up on that expansion valve. They opted not to change the expansion valve, but I think at this point we're probably going to need to. I was able to move the bulb, get it better secured, and we're running a whole lot better now. Not as concerned for my compressor with that 21, 22 degree superheat. Right around that 12 degree subcooling that we've had the whole time. So that's what's up. We're going to be probably coming back at some point to change the expansion valve and probably throw a new filter dryer in it. But for right now, we're going to call it good. It ain't perfect, but it's what we deal with.